Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, bust it up, bust. You know what? It's welcome back to a very long awaited video, which you guys probably forgot I promised this like March. It's already almost July, but what an intro. Without further ado, it's been a hot minute since I made a long form content video, so I'm gonna make it a bust it up because it's just naturally me and my natural habitat at home. But let's jump straight into it, y'all. Let's jump straight into it. I cannot locate my 2024. Oh no, 2023. I think this is 2024. This is my 2024 vision board, and I remember I promised you guys, like, right when I was at the Tachi State Convention, that I was gonna make a video of all of my vision boards across all the years and what I wished for and what actually happened. So I had to like really dig inside my brain to remember what had all happened. And so at the time, this is when I really started getting into vision boards, and I can probably thank my friend. I think it was like a yearly thing we did. Claire, her nickname is Claire, but shout out to Claire. We did that every, I think, like December, January, especially December, where we sat down, we printed out stuffs, and we did vision boards together. And it was kind of our thing until she kind of moved away to Colorado. And so I believe I did make this with her. And shout out to Dollar Tree for the $1 board. Well, I say $1.25 now, but I think it's $1. But when I first got into vision board, I was very like aesthetically like, okay, I'm on Pinterest. Let me just get something that like, I want my life to be aesthetically pleasing if possible. And so as you can see, like there's a bunch of food, healthy food here, gym, quotes here, very like shut up and go to the gym mindset, very tough love on myself. And I had some like relationship manifestations, and at the time I was still currently like beginning or kind of a year into my master's. Can't remember the timeline, but as you can see, this is like me graduating, and now in 2026 I am in my last and final class of my master's, and I already passed my comp exam, so that's basically very soon. In a couple more months I'm going to wear my master's cap and gown with another degree down my belt. So yeah, this one, I get rich doing what I love. I feel like it's still yes and no. As an overachiever, I am getting income from like social media, like gigs that I do on the side and opportunities. So yes and no, and I'm still gonna aim higher. Also road trips and all that good stuff. And so can't find the other one, but I'm gonna go ahead and segue to my 2025 and 2026 vision board, so I can give you an overview of what's on there, and also stop my automatic vacuum that's running in the background because that shit's loud. Alrighty, and if you really stalk my videos, you can tell this is the typical background where I sit down there and record my content. In my past videos for your cycles, I actually psychoanalyze my videos because I know some of you guys do it out there. But this is the year where I went a little bit crazy, where I did a shit ton of photos, as you can see. And so this was like manifestation on crack. But where's the other vision board? I swear I had two, but I also added some things. So let's just start off by sections, because I like to section up my life. So the first one here is book life. And so as you can see, there's a bunch of like cute Pinteresty photos, all that stuff. And then I have my little things here of auto politics. I also have like a little section for LULAC stuff, which is like an organization that I'm in. And so on top of my visual goals, I have written goals just to make sure I check it off as I go. And so I'm very I try to be as I can politically active in my community, and so I have the like "you fucked with the wrong generation" my little I voted sticker and posted that as soon as I got that, all that good stuff. And then next one is health. I always have this on every single vision board. And so I have like Pilates, yoga, which I did that a lot. I used to be in dance when I was in high school, for those who didn't know. I didn't really do that this year, but I mean, I could. I can sign up for a dance class to do that. I don't know what's stopping me, probably me, and just signing up, which I could do anytime before the year ends, honestly. And all this stuff. So really cute aesthetic. Next one is YouTube. I had really, really big dreams, and I still really do have big dreams when I started out. And so I had a bunch of content creation manifestation and all that good stuff. I do want to say that I did achieve this one, which is really cute. And I did get like a little cake to celebrate with my coworkers. And so I did this year hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So clock that. And then this one, I did go to COTA, which is Circuits of America in Austin. And so I did watch F1 for the first time in my life. And so I used to own a motorcycle, which is why I have like a bunch of like bike talk, aesthetic videos, and then that just accidentally slipped in. I forgot to take that one out, but yes. And so I got this as a part of a gift, so I just added it onto my vision board. And then I have one here that is about leadership. And so a lot of what I really wanted last year, and also that carried over to this year, is more experience with talking to the public, conventions, conferences. And so really trying to put in the forefront of my mind, like if you see an opportunity to speak, like go for it. If it's paid, go for it. If it's unpaid, it depends, but yes and no. And so segue into like this other one. And so I did it a little bit differently. I did it still by sections like this one, but toned it down with less and more intentional pictures. And as you can see, there's more sticky notes. Those sticky notes were added because of this one. But yes, so this one I added not only pictures but more sticky notes, and trying to do more check-ins with myself, as at least once or at least every other month, to like look at my vision board and be like, am I going that direction? I mean, some people look at it every single day, but slacking a little bit, but to each their own. So for this one, let's start off with my left side, which is, at the time I was already finishing my master's, and then a little bit about myself. I think that's how do I phrase that? A thing that you don't know about me is that when I joined my master's program, the whole time was to be in a PhD program, to get my doctorate degree. And for me, I did try to apply for PhD program, but I didn't get in because the master's was kind of a requirement. And so for me, getting my master's was a side quest. And talk about a type A person, but yes, master's is already basically underneath my belt. And so the next phase was doctorates, which I am accepted into this fall. And as you can see here, I have my little sticky notes of like my goals. And so books and little side quest things. So 2026, accepted into a PhD program, read at least 12 books. I've read more than 12, but have I finished them? No. Also publish something in my name, and also be able to write essays better. I have a professor at U of H who's always like, you need to practice your APA 7, and I'm just like, I hate APA 7, but it is definitely needed in the academia world. So every time I'm like, I need to write better, I have like one of my professors that's in my head like, I don't think you ever watch my YouTube videos, but I remember, because sometimes my English is not Englishing, and I was writing about a bill that was in California, and I was like, the bill spoke, or the bill something, and then love this professor into pieces. But he's like, the bill cannot speak, as of like one of the notes. When I opened up my my essay to look at my notes from the professor because they give feedback notes. That's what I'm trying to get at. He gave feedback notes, and when I read that out loud, I started busting out laughing because I was like, "True, a Bill cannot physically speak." And so yeah, as soon as he started like giving me like honest feedback, which is what I needed, I put it on my vision board of like I need to write better, and yeah, got me into shape real quick academically writing that. Another section is spiritual, and so I put a lot of like sage and manifestations, peace as well, and so I wrote out like actionable steps that I need to do. So incorporating meditation, envisioning the future, also visit a temple in the religious area. One thing about me is that I love to be curious and love to just go anywhere that has open arms. So I think I went to like a Hindu temple, somewhere in Houston, give or take. Houston's big, but so far, like I've been like at a lot of places, not everywhere yet. I think I've been like obviously Christian, Catholic churches. I went to a Jehovah's Witness. I've been to a Hindu temple, a Buddhist temple. I think I've been to a mosque. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, those are the handful of places that I've been to, and I obviously want to go more. So if anyone wants to go with me, hit me up. You already know my Instagram. And then other stuff there as well. I'm also still, give or take, making sure to remind myself of like, don't be a people pleaser. And so I wrote out like, fuck you mentality. If you know, you know. Obviously, as I said, always trying to be health conscious as possible every year. So there's just a visual there for me. This corner over here is my little financial literacy moment. And I feel like I really went, oh, my arm is hurting. My arm is sleeping. But yes, and so that is my financial literacy part of my vision board. And so I have a lot of like, she invests in herself and kind of like a little blurb. I am financially free and stable, and a budget sheet. And so obviously that's very broad. And so I think I've been pretty good at doing that, you know, investing more, Roth IRA. I actually met, which is crazy, now that I'm saying this out loud, a little bit crazy. I met one of my financial literacy content creators, Overgen Poverty. I'll probably put her at somewhere in the bio down below. Bio caption, interchangeable. But her name is Vivian, and I met her in real life, and that was pretty cool to kind of meet another influencer, which is really cool. So didn't have that on my vision board, but as soon as I saw the opportunity, I was like, always repeat pronto. And so I attended that. I also have lists of like what goals I have, all that good stuff. And then in this corner, in every single vision board I have, is always like a relationship one. I mean, you know, put it out there in the universe. And so I have this very cutesy like travel with my partner, do face masks, go on trips, just lovey-dovey. But as you can see, it's not a priority, which is why it's in the corner, and not really much sticky notes. And then obviously the middle part is 2026 in the middle, slap down. It's more of like an encompassing of everything on my vision board. So I put well educated, well traveled, fear of growth and milestones, opportunities outside come to me, capable of it all, confidence, courage, and clarity, and growth over projection. And then also things that I still haven't done yet. So like, for example, I still need to visit a new country outside of the US this year, but I did already attend a conference, submit my research, attract quality networking friends. And so I have a lot of checklists that I have checked off on the vision board, but there are still things that I haven't done yet. But yeah, there. I was like, don't fall. But like, yeah, they're basically checked out for the most part. So to be honest, which I did do last year, To be honest, I could do another vision board for the year, uh, or just a check-in. For some people, it's very different. I've seen people do it very differently, and so I'm gonna use this part to segue into like how I did my vision boards and how I see other people do the vision boards, because people have asked me in my DMs like, "Hey, let me sit down for this. Let me sit down for this." But I had people reach out to me and were like, "Hey, like I've noticed like a lot of your content has your vision board. Like, how do you know like what to put into it and everything?" And so let me set you guys up here. Period. I don't like that. There you go. So, long story short, I think I got doing it because my friend did it and we kind of made it fun. And after she moved away, I still kind of continued that tradition. And I think the best way that I could say how to make a vision board is kind of sit down with yourself and find out what really aligns with you. What are your goals? I go take a little deeper dive and be like, what do you want to achieve? What do you already have going for you? And the next thing that you want to aim. And so I mixed in things that quote unquote, I guess, are far fetched. You don't know if you aim high, so just aim as high as you can. And then also things that are already coming into your life. So for example, when I made my 2026 vision board, I already knew that I was going to finish my master's. Like it was no if, ands, or buts. And so part of it was that I graduated and finished my master's. And so those are the things that I know are coming in the same year that I am going to achieve. So I mixed in things that were like, hey, like I already know it's coming. There's only a couple more months until I achieve it. And so that's on there, mixed with other stuff like financial literacy, partnerships, networks, like all these little things here and there of like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna be done either now or next year. And that's okay. If you put something on your vision board that does not come true, roll it over. Like roll it over. And that's fine, And it's just progress. And these are some things that I've seen other creators do online and other friends do, and this is different terminology that I'm supposed to throw at you, but some people do it in quarters. So you know how people in business, and quote me if I'm wrong, but like there's like a thing called like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 quarterly financial check-ins. And so some people do that, but for their life. And so they meet every quarter of a check-in with themselves. Some people check in with themselves weekly, they check in with their partners weekly, or they audit themselves every month. And some same thing as like a budget sheet that you would run the whole month or check in with every month, same thing that you do it yourself. And so it can be as nitpicky as being like a weekly audit of like, where did all my time go? What did I spend it mostly on? What was my screen time? Still guilty of this, especially as a social media content creator. I tend to doom scroll even though I should be working. But like some people really do weekly audits of like, hey, this is the amount that I spent on this. This is the money that I spent on this. Like, do I need to do something better? Some people do it on a monthly audit. Maybe they have it on a piece of paper. Maybe they have it on the app of like, did I work out X amount of times? Like checking in with themselves, holding themselves accountable. Because as humans, as myself, we're not perfect. I didn't think that's the point of being human. You're not supposed to be perfect all the time. End of the day, we're not AI. And so it's okay if we slack off some days, but just know that we pick it back up and continue. And so, yeah, I personally like to use Pinterest. What I do is that I use Canva on one side of my laptop, like split windows, Canva on one side and then Pinterest on the other side. And I create a folder on Pinterest for each year or for each vision board, and I start collecting pictures of like each section of my life. So you can put it by health by finances, by spiritual or religion, whatever you want. Put it by sections and then go according from there. I've also seen people not even go the poster board style. I've seen people online do like a trifold. I've seen people do it on a whiteboard and then they transferred it onto like the laptop because they're on the laptop the most, and for me, like, I walk through here the most. I eat like my dining table. I set up my dining table and my vision board is there on my dining table here, but like I could eat and be looking at my vision board at the same time if I wanted to, but I'm facing you guys. And so yeah, I mean, put it anywhere where you see it the most. Another place that I've also did, which I think I did it in like February or March was when I really did it. And I got inspo from obviously online and also my friend. I took some of the pictures from my vision board and also added other ones because sometimes you just don't want to see the same pictures. I used a Canva template and did a iPhone wallpaper. And so my wallpaper is my vision board as well. So every time that I pick up my phone or I open my phone, like I get a glimpse of my vision board. And so it's another visual reminder of like, hey, like these are your goals and just having it on the forefront of my mind. And that really helps. And so people are like, oh, like, does it actually do anything? And to be honest, yes. If you are accountable and you check in with yourself, give yourself grace, and visually see it all the time, you're going to be like, always thinking about it, if that makes sense. And so I would say, do a vision board, whatever it means for you. If it means, I don't know, like, if you want to geek it out and like put it on an Excel sheet, like, I don't know, if you want to do it by numbers and no visuals and just statements and, whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat, do it. Do it how you would like to do it. For me, I visually like pictures and aesthetics and house little notes and then having it on my wallpaper and like making it all cute. That works for me. Journaling sometimes here and there. I need to start picking that back up, but I used to journal a lot, especially beginning of this year, and that really helped out a lot with checking in with myself of like, hey, what went wrong, or like what went correctly, what's more that I could do, what's something that I'm grateful for. And I think that's also a big part of vision boards that not a lot of people talk about either, is that take the time also to be grateful of what you achieved so far, because as you achieve stuff every month, as you like accelerating on that gas, sometimes take a chill pill. And I'm talking to myself a little bit right now. Like, sometimes take a chill pill and be like, what have I achieved so far, and like the impact that I've made on myself and other people. And that really kind of brings your vision board and your vision into perspective of like, not only is it my vision, but like my vision can positively impact others, which is pretty cool every time I do an end of the year recap. That's also one thing that I started last year as well, was that last year I posted a 2025 carousel, oh, my nose, on my Instagram of like the highlight reels and, like reality, like expectations versus reality by the month of January all the way to December. And so I posted that on my Instagram and people really seem to love it. And so I'm going to do that again end of this year for 2026, a recap, because man, has it already been crazy. I've already had like at least a couple meltdown, a couple of moments where I'm jumping up happily. Definitely some moments that are in the books. And so yeah, and so I can't wait. I normally say I can't wait till this year ends, but I can't wait to be able for this year to end to make that post. And because one thing I've been starting to do as well since I started like content creating personally back again this last year, was I started kind of collecting testimonials from like friends, families, and strangers across the world of like people who really appreciate my content. I've met people in real life who are friends or like my networks or acquaintances, and they came up to me and be like, oh, like I saw your video, like I really like it, like keep going. And like that's really nice to hear that. Call it validation, call it like appreciation. I always enjoy it, because sometimes I do like stay up. Sometimes I procrastinate, on work or other obligations to do social media and to do my platform, which is probably a good thing. Also a good sign of like I actually enjoy what I do, which is like posting my thoughts, my opinions, my research, and just advice on the internet. And like 99% of the time it's taken very well. I think when it's not is when it's political, but it's always going to be volatile. It's always going to be volatile when you speak about religion, race, gender, politics, and so that's just a given. But yeah, and so hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. It's been a hot minute since I recorded anything for YouTube, so hopefully my phone still has storage. I double checked, I triple checked that my phone had storage before I even started these recordings. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it's okay if you haven't made a vision board because you can still make one till July, till the end of this year. I mean, who said a vision board had to be yearly? It could be a monthly vision board. It doesn't even have to be a board. It could just be a sheet of paper. I don't know. Should I edit that out? No. Anyways, I digress. Hope you guys have a wonderful morning, day, wherever you're watching this. Whatever. I'm very awkward. I forgot that there's a certain way to close this based off of human nature. Not human nature, standards. I mean, I suck at intros, as you saw, and I kind of suck at outros. Stay blinding. I see you guys next time.